hello class, receiving students and teachers. Thank you, take your seats. Okay, receiving students and the teachers, as you are aware today, this is going to be our last lesson for the year, and we hope to end this lesson well and do our activity to the best of our abilities. All right, class, sitting up straight, we will go back to what we have learned in our last lesson. In our last lesson, the topic was on fossils. We looked at examples of fossils, body fossils and trace fossils. Why do you think scientists study those fossils? Receiving students, tell your teacher. Okay, you can discuss among your group members and come up with a simple explanation. All right, thank you, Michaeline or Kalen, your group.
Because it is a kind of record of the prehistoric life.
All right, thank you, Kalen. Any more with another reason why scientists study fossils? All right, good. Emmanuel, slowly and tell us, give us your answer.
Because they want to find out life in the past.
Very good. Same as Kalen, they want to find out about life in the past. All right, so we have looked at different things that have appeared in the past, events that took place in different years. And those examples like the dinosaur's footprint, the cricket trapped in the stone, or shells like the trilobites, the cast of the trilobites gives evidences of living things that lived in the past. All right. Now we will move on to what we have to do for today's lesson. We are still on the same strand. Earth and beyond, our Earth and its origin, the same outcome. Class, let's read the topic for today's lesson. Together, 1, 2.
Why is the Earth surface changing?
Okay, very good. This is a question for us, and it's also our topic for today's lesson. Now, I'd like you to have a look at this picture, model class and the receiving students. Now, I have a picture there. Can you tell me where this picture was taken from? Where is this picture? All right, good. The receiving students from Sogeri will recognize that, so as the students in the model class, you have recognized the picture. This is Sogeri. All right, now, tell me what you can see in the picture. Please, hands up. Thank you. Elsie?
Waterfalls and mountains.
Waterfall, good. Hands up if you have been to Sogeri model class. Okay, most of you have been. Receiving students, I hope some of you have been there also. Now, Sogeri is a beautiful place, especially when you are traveling along the highway up to Sogeri. You see the nature, how it's the landscape and so forth. Now, thinking back to our topic question, why is the Earth's surface changing? Looking at this picture, what reminds you or what comes into your mind? Just thinking back to the topic, why is the Earth's surface changing? Same time, looking at the picture. You said you can see a waterfall. Of course, you can see plants like trees and the rocks there. Right, let's have a look at another picture again, just to make you reflect back to our topic. That's the same picture, but taken from the same view. But this time you can see some extra things again on the picture. That's the same waterfall, and now you can see it from another view. Do you think some things change the surface of the earth? Yes. Yes or no? Yes. All right. Give me some examples. The picture can also help you. Do you think some things in nature change the surface of the earth? Receiving students, tell your teacher. Do you think men also change the surface of the earth? Yes. All right. If you say yes, can you explain your answer? Good, I can hear you talking and coming up with some good answers. Right, Shannon's group is discussing well. Let's see if other groups are also discussing. Jubilee, our friends on that corner there, girls. Have we thought of some things that change the surface of the earth? Let me list them down. Clement, your group?
Building of roads.
Good, okay, building of roads. So you are saying men change the surface of the earth by building roads. Good. Not only roads, what else? Making gardens. Good. I can hear you saying that, so good. Okay, many, and the list will go on and on. You can think of many things that men do to change the surface of the earth. Now, any more? This is man. What about nature? Do you think nature also contributes? Please put your hand up. Give us your answer. Kalen, get ready. Let's have you first.
Earthquake.
Earthquake, good. Kalen?
Drought and flood.
Drought spelled correctly? All right, I'm sure you will give me many. Thank you. I appreciate your hands going up because I know you have many ideas and many answers to give me. So as the receiving students, you have many, but these are only some that I got from you. You can think of others as well. Now, all these things happen. They all happen and they contribute to changing the surface of the earth. Now, when we talk about flood, we refer to water, is that true? We refer to a river, and you find that when the place is flooded, all sorts of things take place, right? Flood can lead to loss of lives, both plants and animals, all right? Soil erosion, okay, good. Washing away of soil, not only soil but other things that also that comes in the way of the flood, right? Now, we will go through our activity for today. In your workbook, you have your activity there. Tell me what page is the activity on. Model class, page 35 and 36. You also have questions on the other side. Now, before we go through our activity, let's go through some rules that we must follow when we are handling or doing our experiments. Handle sharp objects with care. You must follow instructions carefully, and most importantly, let's work together and participate well, right? Because learning will only take place when we all follow rules and we respect one another. Okay, thank you. Sitting up straight. I'd like you for just 1 minute or less than a minute to read through your activity in your workbook quietly. Okay, if you don't understand a word in the activity, your activity instruction, you can discuss it with the person sitting next to you or refer to your workbook back page. All right, class, are we going to carry out an experiment in today's lesson? Just going through your instructions? Yes or no? All right, we are going to carry out an instruction. In your last lesson, I reminded you to bring some materials, and these are the materials that we need to carry out our experiment. All right? Here with the model class, I have a tray, I have an aluminum tray. Receiving teachers, you can substitute or find something else so long as it's a tray or a container where you can put soil inside. Okay, so this is the tray, and at the bottom of the tray you are told to at the bottom of the tray you are to punch 6 holes. depending on the size of the tray. This is a small tray, that's why I suggested 6 holes. If you have a bigger tray, you can punch more than 6 holes. Okay. And after you have this tray, you fill this tray up with either soil or sand. Okay, here I have filled the tray up with soil, garden soil. Okay, and it must be 8 to 9 centimeter deep. Okay, or the soil must come as right to the top, but not go pouring over, somewhere where it's about 8 to 9 centimeters deep. Next thing that you should also have with you is a can. Here I have a peanut can, and you are to have holes, okay, about 10 holes made at the bottom of the peanut tin. All right. You can use other cans, maybe a tin fish can and so forth. Okay. This is a watering can, an improvised one. Okay. If you do not have a watering can, you can use a bottle, 500. This is nature's own, but other water container or Coke or any drinks that you can use the empty bottles. Now, the title of our experiment says, let's find how rain shapes the earth. All right, that's the title of our experiment for today. I hope you all have your materials now ready so we can work in our groups well. Take care when you are carrying out this experiment. The model class will be going outside to do this experiment, but before you go outside, there are some questions for you to answer, but you will do that before we carry out the experiment outside. Okay, are we all ready now to move? All right. Model class, please, every one of you should be where the pathway is. The pathway outside, that's where you should all be there. And you know which groups to join up with or combine, so we have less, because you are less in number here. Lisa, I think just pour it out. It's waste of time. Yeah. Kasi basket na kapsa ito. Okay. Okay, class, we are now filling the trays up with soil. One tray will have sand, and the rest of the other trays will have soil. Okay, so okay, so you will divide yourself up into 3 groups, four groups, because we have 4 trays. Okay, place one tray there. Okay, instead of 5 groups, we'll have 4 groups. Okay, so one group here, the next group, take your tray there, where Joshua, your feet is. The other one, Jubilee, right down there. Okay, we are going to tilt the trays, meaning we are going to make it look like it's at a slopey area. Okay, so you're going to bring the trays on this side here, and you will place it this way, like this. Okay, so like we are up on the hill, looking down. Okay, yes. Okay. And Lisa, you can use the hole should be facing down. All right, so everyone should have a container of water or a sprinkler. Every group.
Alright, before you start, our instruction says...
And your soil should cover the entire tray, not having some parts not covered. Alright, before you start, our instruction says you are to predict. In your workbook, you will see 3 questions in your workbook that says predict what will happen when the water hits the surface of the soil in the tray. Write your answer down, discuss and write it down. When the water first hits the surface of the soil in the tray, what will happen? We will not do that yet. Wait, you have to predict first.
But we are going to just lift it up. This concrete, whatever, pathway, so we will see.
You discuss among yourselves and try to predict what will happen. You can get one bottle from them and use it. Clement, bring one bottle here for this group. And one bottle for this group.
All right.
You use that one. You use that thing. Not yet. We are doing predictions. Number 2 question reads, predict what will happen to the water that comes out of the soil.
Can we have someone say out the prediction? That I put on the group volunteer.
Or you can describe the color of the water. What color would it be? That's question B. And I am going to choose 3 students to read out their predictions. And the last question reads, if more books are added under the tray to make a steeper slope. In our case here, we are not going to add books, but we are going to just lift it up. Yes, but at the moment it's still it's placed like this against the path, this concrete whatever pathway, so we will see. What will happen if we lift the tray higher and higher? What's going to happen?
Change its color.
All right, who's ready for question 1? Your prediction, what will happen when the water hits the surface of the soil in the tray? Who's ready? Okay, thank you.
It will change its color and it will become muddy.
Okay, that's for question 1. That's a prediction that the soil will change its color. Is that what you are saying? And it will become muddy. All right, good. Clement, number 1, you have another answer. Your prediction, sorry.
The water will move the soil aside.
All right, good prediction. The water, both of you, your predictions are okay. I think you all should have similar answers like that. All right, let's go to number two. Number two prediction.
The color of the water will turn brownish.
All right, good.
It may have brown muddy water.
All right, similar to hers.
The water will change its color.
Good. The water will change its color. Now, last one. If the tray is lifted higher to make a steeper slope, what will happen? Or if you add a lot of books under the tray, what is going to happen?
The water will be spread. The ground as it become landslide.
It will slide downwards.
You have your predictions done and you are now ready for us to carry out the experiment. If you don't have your materials in front of you, you can watch the model class and follow them and also answer the questions. All right, we will now move on to carrying out the experiment to confirm our predictions. Class, are we all ready now? Okay, let's move into our groups. Pour the water. You must start from the top. Right at the top. And not yet. From the top and you pour. And I'd like others to observe and same time refer to your workbook to answer the questions. You are going to describe what happens as the water becomes the rain and how the water runs down from the tray. You are to observe that. Now you can start now. Okay, you observe carefully how the water is flowing, what is taking place. Slowly, please, with your, when you are pouring. As you pour, you must also lift gently pour the water and lift the tray up as well. Make it steeper. And while she's pouring, some of you can lift it up. Okay. Stop there, stop.
Stop.
What is happening to the soil?
The water wash away the soil and
How can you describe that shape? Change to what shape? Is it deep or shallow? Does it look? How does it look now from the start to what it is now?
First, the soil was, the tray was like this, and then when like this, and then when before the water, the ground was up here, and the water was away the ground down, and you can see here the color of the ground was changed, and all the ground moved. The water was on the ground, and all the ground goes and if in one place.
You can start with what happened first and then tell us what happened first to what it is now, like this.
Firstly, the ground was very smooth and very labeled, but when we started to pour the water, it started to get really muddy and change shape.
What happened to the soil? Was it at the same place or how was the soil moved?
soil was going down.
Downwards. Okay. Okay, so when the tray was not really tilted, were there some soil at the top? When it wasn't put right up, I mean, when it was not that steep, when the tray was not that steep, maybe flat a bit, was there any soil on the top? Right, and what happened? Why is it that now it's empty there? There's soil. What happened?
Because when the water was, when we put the water, it's the water was.
Okay, and what happened to the tray? How did you hold the tray?
We lift it up.
You lifted it up higher again. That is why more soil was washed down. Yeah. Thank you, Ruthie.
At the first place, the sand was dry, and when we poured the water, the sand was kind of loose. So when the water was poured on the surface of the sand, it sank into the sand and made small holes. It went through the tray and wanted to like pour down the tray.
So, how do you describe this bend here, like this? What shape did it form? Is from here, from where here, the water ran this way.
It shows how the water ran down when we poured it.
Good.
It's the shape of the water, the direction it went.
Okay, good. The shape of the water, or where the water went through or flowed through. Okay, let's see. It formed a cave on the sand. Yes. So you can see a bend or a cave. Two lines formed when the water was poured on the sand. Good. And the next tray with the soil, whose group is that?
When the water hits the soil started to slide down, and at the end the soil gathered at one corner, and it shows an example of how a landslide or soil erosion can happen easily.
Very good. Thank you. All right, class, let's all come together and we finish off our lesson together. I'd like you to give yourself one big clap. Again, 1, 2. All right. Thank you for your cooperation and for what you have done here. From this experiment, let's go back to our topic question again. Why is the Earth's surface what? Changing. So we have used things to demonstrate how the Earth's surface change, and there are only two things that we used here: soil and water, or sand. Sorry, and water. Now, you have given me your answers, which was good. We now know that when there's only water, wind, ice can change the surface of the earth. Not only nature, but man-made as well. Man can change the surface of the earth. Right, our summary for today's lesson, it's only one sentence, so if you can copy that summary down. Okay, you saw the sand moving down, the soil moving down. They all heaped up at the lower place that was not steep, and those materials heaped up there. The earth surface can build up and also wear down by wind, wind, ice, and water. Those are just few examples. As you go higher in your grades, you will learn more about the other materials that take part in shaping the land. Today's key phrase, class. Let's see our key phrase for today. Okay, key phrase for today is changing the earth's surface. Good, you have guessed well. With that, this is our last lesson for this year. Receiving teachers and students, thank you for your cooperation, and we wish you all Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all the model teachers, the production crew, the media personnel in Port Moresby. With that, thank you for your participation and God bless you all.
You are welcome, Miss Lonwa, and thank you for your lesson.